my name is Janice.
And I'm Tiffany. Our group members are Haley, Yeska, and Naomi.
So we are going to do a group project on how androgyny impacts the marketability of K-pop stars.
Yay!
Yay!
The importance of image in K-pop leads to idols that perform certain identities. In this video, we are comparing the androgynous stars to traditional stereotypical celebrities and what makes them appeal to the wider range of audience. We are arguing how an androgynous image can have an impact on the profitability of K-pop stars. We will further discuss our argument by explaining how this image enables celebrities to gain more marketable elements, to acquire more advertisement variety, and to reach a larger fan base. We have also made a survey to gain more insights into how K-pop fans think of androgyny in the K-pop industry. According to anthropologist Jennifer Robertson, androgyny invokes the scrambling of gender markers, including and not limited to things like how one looks, how they fashion themselves, and how they prefer to speak or communicate with others. Anything that undermines the stereotypical gender norms of how a person is supposed to look, according to their prescribed gender, has a part in androgyny. So, the androgyny as we are using it in this presentation is defined as a person having physical traits of what society sees as traditionally male and female, but not being confined to either label. It is no doubt that androgyny is prevalent in K-pop. 96% of our survey participants had noticed androgynous elements in K-pop. It can be clearly shown through appearances. Male stars wearing makeup and stars from both gender wearing outfits that resemble to a certain extent of the opposite sex. It can be also shown through non-gender role-fitting actions, like male stars endorsing a product that is designed and targeted to female audiences. However, only a few decades ago in Korea, androgyny was never mainstream. Nahuna, the national heartthrob in the 60s and 70s, and Cho Yong-pil, who was very popular in the 80s, all had very masculine outlooks. The obligation of males having a masculine image came to a stop when in 1992, Taiji, one of the most influential stars in the K-pop history, got famous with his song Arayo. Since then, the pretty boy's image has become more socially acceptable, and nowadays, it is even considered as a beneficial element that improves stars' marketability. According to the results of our survey poll, most participants agree that androgyny in K-pop, whether it's adding an androgynous member or having its elements in the MV, enables stars to receive more attention, but more importantly, they can differentiate themselves from others and having more concept variety, which are crucial elements of a star's marketability. Perhaps one of the most recognized female K-pop star is Amber Liu of FX. Amber has never attempted to fit into the female idol stereotype and instead stands brave as someone different, a unique individual in a very processed industry. A respondent of our survey, B218, also commented, "To me, she stands out from all the other girl group members because she never really follows the traditional gender stereotyping. It's so cool to see that even she was modeling for a girly brand, she still kept her boyish look." G-Dragon is one of the iconic androgynous stars in Korea. Known for his fashion and concept versatility, he frequently takes on gender-ambiguous concepts with gender-blurring fashion that makes him stand out amongst the flower boys in K-pop. His ever-changing concepts can be shown through hairstyle, makeup, accessories, and clothing in different mainstream media, including his music videos. In Fantastic Baby, he had long, bright-colored hair and heavy eye makeup, which made a great contrast with his fellow members. However, in another music video, Crooked, his hair was shorter, had less makeup, and wore much manlier attire in the whole music video. The distinctiveness and versatility brought by an androgynous image are huge assets because it broadens the variety of advertisements that stars can acquire, regardless of their gender. Looking at the Korean commercials back in the 80s, both men and women had limited variety of advertisements. Because of their rigid gender concepts, men mostly endorse menswears and health supplements that target the salaryman, and women usually endorse cosmetics and household goods like washing machines. Even if a man were to endorse skincare, They would only endorse male skincare and emphasize how tough it make him look. However, since the late 90s, the Gokminam, literally meaning flower pretty boys phenomenon, had brought drastic changes to male star endorsement. Not only there were more distinctively feminine advertisements of skincare aimed at men, the Gokminam or flower boy image made it possible for male stars to endorse female skincare and makeup. More importantly, these stars do not lose the opportunity to endorse products that targets their own gender. Actor Kim Soo-hyun, known for his Gukminam image and great acting, not only endorsed female targeting products like makeup and rice cookers, he also modeled for health supplements and menswear. So he is a great example of stars that a certain extent of androgynous quality can have more variety in advertisements, which is very beneficial as advertisements is one of the main sources of income for both the stars and their agencies.
Androgyny even helps celebrities to reach beyond music and movie lovers and attract wider audiences because of their androgynous images and looks. We are going to discuss two distinctive groups as examples, straight young females and overseas LGBT communities. In Malinke's article, The Femininity of Male Beauty in Korea, he brings up the emergence of Gokminam, effectively meaning a man who is as handsome as flowers, which he describes as something that reflects both a male and female ideal. Men that were macho were less and less appealing to women because many women felt that they were treated unfairly due to the way traditional male roles were enforced in Korean society. More men became drawn to and in some ways forced to conform to the new changing ideals. At the forefront of this softer, more androgynous image were 90s and early 2000s celebrities like Bae Young-joon and Lee Jung-ki, who both appeared in dramas with roles that showed more effeminate traits. More androgynous males also started modeling for makeup and skincare brands like Jang Eun-suk and Judith, who was mentioned earlier. So a certain portion of female audience enjoyed this concept of androgyny because it is more relatable and familiar to them. Yet it did not confine how they should feel, men should look, or act to the typical macho style. These men cared about having feelings, cared about their feelings, and didn't just display the type of hyper-masculinity that many females at that time have gotten tired of, but with the raising awareness for women's rights and the dichotomy of how they are treated in male-dominated workplaces. Certain K-pop stars have constantly put out such positive images of androgyny for their fans. So it can be argued that K-pop is a successful market because it gets both its intended audience and an unintended audience of LGBT youth, because there are idols that the LGBT youth can relate to and project onto. Even though the LGBT community generally isn't the targeted market, the normalization of fan service as a part of fan culture in Asia appeals greatly to the LGBT community. YouTube allowed for a huge new market to open up in Thailand with K-pop dance covers, more specifically through the Wonder Girls hit Nobody, and the first cover of it going viral. Cover dance in Thailand focuses on androgyny and an LGBT presence, making a massive impact on the local LGBT community. According to Dr. Kang's lecture on Koreanness in Thai queer K-pop fandom, almost all gay clubs in Bangkok play K-pop throughout the night. Featuring cover dance groups that spend most of their time embodying Koreanness through dance, cover groups even gain massive national success, with the Wonder Gays and Millennium Boys being considered almost national celebrities. Kang argued that K-pop has impact on local gender and sexuality practices. Therefore, people are not limited in their gender or sexual orientation. It is because of the variety of images in idols in K-pop, people find their ideal image through K-pop more easily. Androgyny and K-pop bring together a unique audience that vicariously lives through the genre. It attracts a wider variety of audiences to take interest in how these celebrities are being presented. It allows certain members of our society to appreciate the subtle and sometimes not so subtle disruption to our traditional stereotypes. Because the basis of attracting attention in advertisements is shock and intrigue, it allows K-pop companies to take advantage of this unique trait of androgyny to broaden their artists' fan base. Unfortunately, we didn't have enough time to discuss or research how most of the studies on androgyny tends to focus on male K-pop idols, and we would love to see further research into this topic.